Welcome to another Sunday edition of the greatest goddamn D&D stream on this world and the next here. Welcome to Goblins Under the Stairs. You got Sorak the Destroyer ready to slash and bash you Sunday night with my epic wrecking crew of destroyers. We got Homeowners Association's latest member, Fang the Mang. We got Wilmore Chattington, aka Wilma Chattington, depending how he's feeling this week. And of course, the greatest goddamn D&D DM in all the land here. It's Nate Gonzalez. Take it away, Nate.
Boo 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 boo. Thank you, Sorak Destroyer. Hopefully you don't get a noise complaint tonight for that intro. Welcome everyone live in sunny California. We are here for Goblins Under the Stairs Sunday Night Edition. Man, let's jump on into this thing and get a good old game going as you guys are down here in the House of Laren temples, the Drow temples in the Undermountain. Who wants to do a recap and possibly get some inspiration? If not, I'll go ahead and do it for you. Alright, so you guys started last time after finally figuring out a way to use the Qualith lock that the Mind Flayers have set up for the Drows down here, using the Lithid tentacles themselves to activate it, and you step through this portal, ending up traversing through a mirror of sorts into a dark, dank room filled with some dead, decaying dwarves all strewn about. After investigating them and finding out that they were part of the Foaming Mugs clan of Reginald Roundshield, you guys were like, okay, maybe they were here to help try to get revenge for Reginald for the Drow here trying to steal the ancestral forge of Gauntlgrim, and kind of were a little cautious about the fact that, of course, they were strewn about all decaying and dead, but nonetheless, he kept on going on, and through some of these winding hallways and paths, ending up in a room with a bunch of what looked like some drow lifelike statues situated inside this room. Passed through there, not really giving it too much mind, until Wilma began to hear a voice whispering in her mind, in her ear, telling them to go this way in Elvish language. And following that voice, you found a secret door with a room with a statue, a 10-foot tall statue of a drow woman, with kind of a stern, scowling face, a little bit sad and dismal as well. Wilma could once again hear the statue speaking to her, and let you guys know that her soul has been stuck inside this statue. Her and her lover have been bound apart from each other inside of these statues, and upon touching this statue, you guys are all teleported to the male counterpart, the other drow that was the long lost lover of this female. And you guys spoke to him a little bit, tried to figure out maybe if you could reunite these hearts once again, and it seemed like they are pretty much stuck where they are. If you were to try to touch this statue, you would imagine that you would teleport back to the room that you were at with her. And so perhaps he mentioned if you were to destroy each one of their statues, perhaps maybe their souls then could meet once again on the abyssal plane and be reunited. You guys aren't very much of, what's the word I'm looking for? You didn't really care much for the sob story, I guess. And you're like, all right, well, we'll think about it and we'll keep on moving. And as you guys left that room, you could hear some drow talking, discussing some mushroom recipes and some mushrooms that they like and didn't like. Sorak tried to sneak up on them, and he kind of, made himself known after tripping over a rock or something down here, and a big old fight broke out against a bunch of these drows and some of these spiders, these spider-like creatures, rather, that were abominations of Lolth. And as the fight was going on for a little bit, you guys noticed one of the drow were kind of standing back, not really engaging too much, but Wilma could notice that he was seemingly ready to conjure some sort of spell. And when the time was right, he released the spell of a fairy fire on some of the other drow, and you guys were quite certain that he was one of the allies that are down here that Jarl Axel Banray mentioned to you guys back in Skullport. With you guys all knocking out these drow left and right, this drow that stays standing, the ally Sornos, He approaches you guys, showing you his feather lapel pin on his body, and just gives you guys a nice greeting and says that we need to make haste. So from here, how do you guys want to pick it up? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
He just said we need to make haste. I look at him and I say, lead the way. If you try anything, you'll end up like the rest.
Oh, relax, Solrek. He's with us. When you say haste, what do you have in mind that you feel as if is of the utmost importance right now?
Well, you see, Zaran is busy waiting for me to collect you all to come down to him, and one of our other brethrens of Bregenderth, his name is Tazarak. He's been captured and he's been sussed out, if you will. I believe they have him in some sort of interrogation, and if I understand House of Zolaren as much as I think I do, it won't be too much longer until they're turn him over to Loth to do whatever she wants with him. Perhaps turn him to a Drider of sorts, or that vile, disgusting, Illithid Azax. Perhaps he will do as he pleases and maybe plant a tadpole in his mind and have him perform Ceramorphosis into a Mind Flayer himself. We cannot let that happen.
Do you have a general idea of where they are?
Yes, I can absolutely show you where Zaran is. He's down in a temple south of here, waiting patiently.
Alright, lead the way then.
But before we go, you don't know by chance where the other one of these statues is, do you?
The other one of the statues is... well, if you came from up there, you must have came from it, but it's on the northwestern side of this temple. You unable to get to this area over here from that spot. You have to traverse through the statue teleportation itself. There's not a way to physically walk your way on over here without doing so.
Okay, that makes sense then.
That's good.
I guess they're screwed.
Yeah, so there's
Shall we
pretty
guess?
much one way in here, and that's through this room, and one way out, which is potentially through the natural cavern filled with all sorts of strange mushrooms down here. Well, strange to you all.
Shall we get going
more
to your buddy?
mushrooms?
It'd be great to get some more friends down here.
Absolutely.
Or up here, or over here.
We're quite far down, so let's give me a follow, and we will make our way. So he begins to lead you guys through this room. Once again, you can see massive spider webs still clinging on the ceiling for where all these spiders were climbing and crawling through. You would see a door to the east, and as you walk by, you would just gesture over there. No need to worry about those. It's some sort of guest apartments where they keep any people that aren't actually structured within House Zolaren. Keep us over here to stay a little bit separated from them, as you know they're not very trustworthy, and maybe for good reason. He goes ahead and pushes open the door in front of him and says, "Just this way." And you guys begin to follow him further and further down. Let's see. So yeah, he went all the way down. And as you guys get on down here, you see to the east, or really to your guys' left as you're walking down here, this hallway is completely collapsed. See rubble strewn about everywhere. And as you look down to the west, to your guys' right, you can see a door directly to your south, and it looks like a hallway goes on further and further, where you see a couple more doors to the south and one to the north as well. You'd point down to the one in the south, immediately below you guys. This is the temple of Alistri, the god of beauty and dancing, the hunt, and sorts of fanciful things, but we do not need to deal with that today. What we are here for is the temple of Varun, the drow god of thieves and assassins. Okay. He begins to walk on that way.
walk by this little room, and I wonder where the Temple of Beer is. Just kind of keep on keeping on.
Let's see. Yeah, you guys see another door up to the north here, and right behind you guys, and he looks down to the south and says, "Alright, Zoran should just be right in here. Be careful, though. You never know what could be lurking behind any one of these doors." And he slowly pushes the door open. It creaks as it does, and you guys follow on in behind him, seeing this large temple room, kind of vaulted ceilings. You see tapestries on the left wall of the wall all the way to the south, and the wall to your right, with kind of like strewn with black fabric and a few different images of like, spiders and drow. And down to the south, you notice a drow man with a cloak pulled over his head, sitting in front of a altar of blood-red stone. And he's just kind of just kneeling there. Doesn't seem to really notice as you guys enter. It says, "Zoran, my brother. There's allies that Jarlaxle spoke of. I found them. It seems that they are ready to proceed on with the task at hand." And Zoran, still facing away from you guys, looking down to the south wall, kneeling before the altar, slowly stands up and slowly takes a turn to face you all and says, "Well met. The name is Zoran, a dragon. And I hear great things of you and your friends here," as he looks around at the three of you guys. Many deeds that have gone noticed throughout the Faerun and has stretched and spread even to the Underdark here to our drow ears. The way that you guys have handled Zerlaren so far and the fire giants and such has been applaudable.
Well, we are the wrecking crew. Kind of what we do. I look around at the guys and I give them a light wink.
The wrecking crew, indeed. Well, let's say you, wrecking crew. Shall we go down with the matriarchy? No more Matron Zerith. No more Kiri. No more these foul Zorlarans.
I think we're here to, kill whatever you need us to kill, and then maybe there's maybe you can help us find the illicit layer as well.
I promise you, if you help me kill Matron Zerith, I will help you with finding your way to the illicit layer, finding the brain down there, and sending you on your way to do what you all do best.
Got yourself a deal, then.
I lean back to Fango. He's sending us to take a nap. Turn back around.
Sounds pretty nice. Now, you wouldn't happen to know if her location is the same location of where your lost brother is, Tesseract?
She could possibly be with him. I'm not quite certain, but I know that they do have him held up in an interrogation room not too far from where we stand currently.
Should we go get Tessie first?
Yeah, and who might we stumble upon in there that is of rather significance?
Well, Azax, the illithid assistant of Matron Zerith, usually handles such things, as you can imagine, one that can probe into your mind and even feed on those fears and ideas. Would do quite a good job at that. And if we do encounter such a creature, I'd be careful with that shiny head of yours.
It is very tempting and shiny. And you said he's the assistant to Zolaren, correct?
Yes, to the matron herself.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely need to be careful about that.
Typically, he would have some other drow backing him up, assisting him with such an interrogation, and maybe even one of his foul fiends that he conjures. Nothing too crazy, it's a tiny little thing.
Nothing the wrecking crew can't handle.
Precisely.
Never been a fan of fiends, but
I will say, though, on our way to the interrogation room, we will have to pass through a training center of sorts where Barrelip, one of the sisters, one of the daughters of Zerith, she sits there and holds a fight club of sorts, if you will, challenging and training young drow to become great brutal warriors. They rely heavily on magic, but of course they need some grunts as well.
So let me ask you both this, because I want to be on the same page for this task. Sorry, can you scoot back a little bit? Yeah, thank you.
Your audio is going through the mic.
It's not echoing anymore. In the event that we are noticed and maybe something is stirred, are we going to be saying that you are holding us hostage, or you have enslaved us, or are we just going in guns blazing?
I like the way that you think.
To be fair, we already tried the whole slave angle and didn't work.
Yes, but
Gonna need you
now
to-
we are. Yes, but now we are with an actual drow, who has been disguising himself down here.
He looks at you guys and kind of nods, thinking about it. The plan definitely holds some weight to it. I think, yes, if we were able to bring you all out as some sort of prisoners, capturers of the two of us, you might be able to squeeze on by, with unwanted eyes, not thinking twice about it. However, I will say that your faces and your names, except for this one over here, kind of looks over at Wilma with a weird, like, don't really recognize you, holds a lot of value around here, and exactly what you all did in Iron Slag, thwarting their plans and killing some of the family members themselves, some of the brethren. They don't think very kindly of that, if you would imagine.
Oh, we know. My idea is just that. I mean, we are the Wrecking Crew. We've made our name fairly known in all of Faerun. However, as little fighting as possible would be beneficial to us, leading up to capturing Tezerac.
Absolutely. As I mentioned, though, you might be curious and want to, inquire with you or speak with you, or maybe poke, prod, poison, stab, who knows, each one of you, if they do see you. I'm just giving you a fair warning. What could potentially happen. We'll have to see if the plan works, though, if we want to go and try this.
There's no other way around?
To get to the Zorlaren Hall, where they all meet, the matron sits on her grand obsidian spider throne. There is no other entrance besides going through where Barrelip is currently holding her fighting classes.
Well, what about to get your brother out?
Unfortunately, that room is right on the other side of the room where the fight club is stationed. And we would have to go through
Go figure.
I mean, I think we at least got a case to join. Doesn't seem like there's any other way around.
It seems like we could be potentially battling a lot of fiends before getting to.
Yes, I would say
Tezerac.
that the dozen or so students that Bearlift has down there. Not the most adept in skill, if I may say. Your prowess and your powers, I think, could definitely, certainly take on the little bit of martial combat skills that they have.
Note, Fang likes to say things like, "Oh, I'm not going to combat anybody," but then when actually faced with such dangers, he makes a little bit of an ass of himself, and we end up fighting them anyway. So
If
I'm
I recall
with you.
the stories I've heard about Iron Slag is that the fight instigated out of someone attacking the Duchess and the Queen.
And I'm looking right at Solrak. We are even, Solrak. Okay, you made an imbecile out of yourself in Iron Slag, and I also screwed up while down here. We are even. Except I am up on one-on-one challenges against you. I think it's 5-1. I'll get maybe 5-2.
But I still kicked your ass. And I show him his blood still on my sword.
Cute.
See, he stands
Will
up
was like-
slowly and kind of like swipes his Powafwi, his drow cloak over his body, and when he does that, it kind of like conceals himself in the darkness behind him with the fabric of the tapestry behind him. Almost for a second, it's like his body goes like transparent and visible, but you guys notice his form still, of course, there fully. He says, "Well, let's not waste any more time then. We have a friend."
Or you could just give us like 3 of those cloaks, but I get it.
Drow's
That would be
only.
a-
I
that would-
apologize.
All right. Well, let's at least get a little closer, shall we?
Let's get the Fazula out of here.
He turns back around facing the south wall behind you guys, where you just see a curtain, a tapestry covering the whole wall. And he looks to his left first and he does a hand signal, and then looks to the right and does another hand signal, and there's another one facing down to the south. And as he does that, the tapestry just spreads open, revealing a secret door that opens up beyond it. And he kind of just like gestures his hand out that way. "Well, shall we, my prisoners?"
Damn,
Let's
that was
do it.
cool. Real quick, I take 2 greater healing potions.
Cool. I would recommend
Yeah, how long has it been for the whole walk and this whole talk?
this. I would say you guys have done 10 minutes from the walk and the talk.
What just happened? Oh, damn it.
He says to you guys, before we do exit, I would of course recommend stowing those weapons. It looks like you have some extra planner bags there, bags of holding, if you want to maybe stow them away so that they are not seen by unwanted eyes. Thinking twice about why I'd let these people go with their weapons, I think that would be wise.
Yeah, I remember. I take my weapon, put it in my bag of holding, and I look at Dawnbringer and say, "You'll be right out." And just like, "No, don't put me away. No, you said you wouldn't. Come on, it's not my fault. You'll be right back." Stuff it in the bag.
Love it. And Sornaz behind you guys says, "Yeah, it's just maybe line up, and I'll take the back, acting like I'm watching, and Zaran will take the lead and do the talking."
Sounds good.
So you guys all begin to line up behind them, behind Zaran, with Sornos right behind, and you guys lead on down into the hallway to the south. Let me go ahead and line you guys back up in a line. Cool. So you see, as you guys walk on in here, well, first you hear voices, sounds of yelling and cheering, all coming from your east side to the right, where Zoran would turn and nod to you guys. Fight Club is lively today. Perhaps they won't even ask us any questions.
phenomenal.
You guys would continue to walk on down, then following his trail. And you guys approach one of these large stone archways once again that you've seen in many of these tunnels and paths in here. As you guys do, you see a room full of at least a dozen drow, young drow warriors all standing around in a circle with a female drow standing there with a two-headed whip with these like kind of sharp appendages hanging off of it, black leather, and then another drow warrior standing in front of her, scimitar in hand, and they're going at it in combat. You see she's kind of just like slowly dodging out of his way of any attack, slowly moving out of the way, and as she does, she whips him with the whip. He recoils with pain, screaming out, and shakes out of it and stands back up straight, and you see grits his teeth and just goes at her, running again, tries to swing, and she dodges out of the way, rolling. As she does, she spins around, cracks him again on the back, and he kind of arches his back up, and she just laughs, says, "Oh, my dear, dear boy, now do you see that women are superior than men?" And just smiles at him, crossing her arms.
Don't say a word, Solrak.
I'm like kind of turned on by her.
As you guys see this scene happening in front of you, again, Zoran turns and gives you like a nod, like, be cool. And he continues to walk in behind some of these young drow warriors and begins to just like slowly walk on by, like trying to act all nonchalant with you guys in tow behind. Let's see, I was gonna say, where did Solrak's token go? There it is. And the fight's still kind of going on, and Bear Lip's attention focused in on the warrior. Let me go ahead and do something.
Yeah, so I kind of have like my monistic clothing, just like my hood up and just like head down, like not even like trying to pay any mind to her.
Okay, yeah, as you guys begin to walk on in here now fully, you see on the right wall there's like a fresco painting of a drow city in the Underdark. You see like these tall spires and a glowing peak right in the center of it, and a bunch of like mushroom groves and deep growths, these like kind of like bovine like Underdark creatures, all kind of like laid out in this landscape. And clinging to that painting on those walls is like a thin layer of spider webs where these 4 giant spiders are clinging to it, kind of looking over the fight and everything. And as you guys continue to walk on by, Bear Lip seems kind of engrossed in the combat that she's having right now and training, and she's speaking down to them vilely and just laughing manically, and really does not seem to pay too much attention as you guys keep on sliding on by. You guys get to like the north west of her, right behind her essentially, and as she kind of cracks down another whip snap on the drow before her, she casts a cloud of darkness around him, and he kind of just like starts screaming, "Oh, where am I? Am I blind?" And she just laughs, "You fools! Don't you know anything about drow magic?" And all the like students around her just start laughing. "Oh, you fucking idiot! Doesn't he know?" And like they're all kind of bumping elbows with each other and stuff like that. But as she spins around that one last spin, cracking the whip, she notices you guys walking in tow with Zoran now to the north, and she says, "Stop it right there." She begins to put her hand up behind her to the drow that was about to come charge at her with the scimitar out of the cloud of darkness, and he just like freezes in place for a moment, and she slowly begins to walk up with her scourge, the double-headed whip, and says, my Zoran, what is it that we have here?" Bear Lip kind of gives like a bow. You see here, we found some of these guests, unwanted guests, that is, snooping around. They made their way up to the north. going through one of the teleportation statues and into the last room where the vestibules, where unfortunately they got the upper hand on some of our brethren, and well, good thing that Sornos and I were around, were able to stop them before any more blood was spilled. And now doing so, we'd like to have them pay a visit to Azax. She kind of looks at you guys curiously, kind of gestures to one of the drows to move out of the way, and he quickly shuffles out, moving quickly, and like obviously a little terrified of her. She shows her power and presence. Says, He begins to like smell and look at Fang and Silrak. My, we have quite the prize here, don't we? He looks, Zoran once again looks down at her. Yes, and perhaps, Azax can suss out exactly what they were trying to do down here, and, give them a proper treatment, if you will. She, kind of stretches her whip out in her hand, pulling it taut. A proper treatment, you say? Well, I think we can handle that ourselves here. And looks around at the other men and then says, well, perhaps I can handle it. And looks over at their spiders on the wall, who all begin to slowly climb against the spider webs and the frescoes up there, looking at you guys with venom dripping down off of their fangs. I'm gonna have Zoran roll a charisma.
Fuck it.
For whatever reason that didn't roll, but I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And she's gonna roll an insight. He kind of looks overhead again and says, Bear Lip, you have class to teach, and we wouldn't want to waste your time with such impudent fools. You're right. When Azax is done with them, though, I'd like to have a word with them. And cracks the whip in the air, giving this deafening sound that just kind of echoes and reverberates in here. Says, you go have fun with them now. And Zoran just kind of gives a nod. Yes, Sister Bear Lip. And you guys quickly shuffle behind him, pushing open up the doors to the north. And she says, so where was I? And turns around to the fighters behind them and says, oh no. As she starts conjuring up some sort of spell, and Zoran closes the door behind you guys as you escape out of there.
Ooh, take a big sigh. I do not want to fight my future wife.
Yes.
I did kind of like what she was saying back there. She's got some good points, guys.
That's if you're gonna run a tight ship, that's kind of how you do it. Good for you, lady.
So, you guys did good back there. Appreciate you, Fang, playing it cool with the hood up and everything. Solrak, I saw you about to get a little heated, but I appreciate you keeping it cool as well. Let's try to move on forward. Go to the interrogation room, and I'd imagine that as soon as we open this door, Azax is going to have some questions, and being the creature that he is, he's able to probe into our minds, so I would try to maybe resist any unwanted thoughts. And if you do feel the need, just strike out. I won't hold it against you, I won't hold you back.
I take this moment to kind of close my eyes and just quickly breathe and meditate for just a moment, just clear out all my my thoughts, and it's just blank up there right now.
Just kind of before he goes dumb. Is there any plan for when we get in here? What exactly are we facing up against here?
Well, as I mentioned, the Mind Flayer Azax probably has some backup of some elite warriors. of course, to assist him. Drow warriors, that is. And he has this tiny fiend that follows him around. It's a terrible thing, but it does help him and prod some information out of some of their those that are being interrogated. However, if you guys want to go in and forget about faking things or whatever, just go in there and start killing, I'm not against that. We can push the door open, everyone be ready, and just do the damn thing.
Yeah, so, fuck, what was I about to say? Fuck it.
Well, they know.
I understand you
that
cleared
we're about
your
to
mind,
push in
Fang,
there.
but we still need to communicate.
Unclear your mind real quick, buddy.
Yeah, I guess I did too good of a job. Monk shit.
Monk shit.
Wouldn't they know that someone's about to rush in there and slice them all up if they can read minds?
Typically, they would have to focus in on the being, not being able to see us or where we're at currently, or even knowing that we're out here. I wouldn't imagine that his mind is just always open to any surrounding thoughts or whatever. You know, really has to focus in on the being that he wants to incur and gain this knowledge from.
Yeah, so what I was gonna ask was,
Oh, you remembered.
aren't we gonna have to initiate in combat regardless to try and save Tesseract? It's not gonna be as easy as schmoozing our way out of it.
That's kind of what I imagine as well. And
So we might as well just go in there.
if we can get the drop on them, unbeknownst to them, start going in there and killing, I think we may have a good chance. If we go in there and try to persuade and fool them, or some sort of a way to get out Tesseract, who knows the way it could go. But you all are quite powerful adventurers, warriors, magicians. I believe that if we go in there, we can do what needs to be done. If we can get rid
I know
of
so
Azax
right,
as
I'd like
well,
that.
that's one less thing to worry about when we take care of Xerith.
I
For
started
sure.
taking out my swords from my bag of holding. That's good enough for me.
Well,
And I got Demon Sword and Dawnbringer back out, and Dawnbringer, she comes out, she's like, don't you ever put me away like that again. I said, my God, you were in there for like 5 minutes. Right.
Well, I do
So that's-
think maybe we can just oh,
change the music.
I've got a little plan. If you guys can give me just a couple minutes, although I guess I am. Do you think there's any like spellcasters in there by chance, or no?
Oh yes, House Dolaran being the most magical drow house, pretty much anyone in the house is capable of casting spells, and the Lifted himself has all sorts of psionic abilities.
And roughly how big is that? Is this room? Do you think?
It's not terribly large. Let's say no bigger than 50 feet one way, 50 feet another, maybe even shorter.
Okay, so here's my plan, guys. When you kick the door open, everybody go for the Illithid. But if you guys give me just enough time, we can drop a nice silence spell on him so he can't get any funky stuff off.
Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot.
Because basically what I'd like to do is begin to ritually cast silence, and then right when I'm about to finish, they kick the door open, silence drops on the Illithid, like kind of like ready the ritual,
Mm-hmm.
and then, that would be my surprise round, I guess,
Sure. Love that.
if we get one, and then rock and roll.
It's a 20-foot radius.
20, yeah, it's 20 by 20. It's got 120 foot rain. So I want to put it right on the illithid, and just everybody crush the illithid.
There's your circle.
And let me see one more thing before we do that. Enabling bond is 10 minutes. Okay, never mind. So we can't do that right off the bat. Okay, cool. So I imagine everyone would get ready around the door, and you'd have like one of the drows just like sitting their thing on the door, and I sit there and I get all my little shot glasses out, and I ding one, you hear it, I do a little thing. I ding another one, you hear like it's softer. I ding my third one, it's like you can barely hear it, and then I look up to the drow and I give him a two-eyed wink, and then I go to hit the fourth one, and he opens the door. The fourth one doesn't make a sound. I'm assuming I can see either the illithid. If I can't see the illithid, it'll be wherever kind of like the middle of the room. Silent spell.
Yeah, so he'd say, as you're like performing this ritual and everything's like, just let me know whenever you're ready. I need to give the secret knock so that they will, of course, allow us entry into the room. Once we do so, ready to release that spell.
And my sword's out.
And
I kiss my gums real quick. I'm ready.
Zornos, would it be Azax, the one opening the door?
More than likely, it'd be one of the other drow that I'd imagine would be opening it. He keeps his focus on the task at hand, if you will.
Okay. So, if you don't mind me, gents, I've got a little plan as well to go along that I'm gonna ready, but I have to be upfront.
Do what you gotta do, my friend.
And Solrak, I have a feeling you probably won't, if all works for me, you won't have to move too far if you're picking up what I'm putting down to get him.
I'm gonna refresh my screen if I don't freeze.
Let's rock. And I have no idea what he's saying, but I'm just like, let's rock.
Just remember, guys, I'm pretty sure the most dangerous one in there is gonna be Bugface.
I hate goddamn creatures. They disgust me.
I look at Wilma.
It's about right.
Shit. There we go. Alright. Let me just make sure my rolls are working because they weren't on like the monster sheets like before for whatever reason. Strength check.
Where'd everyone go? My screen
Yeah, I
is
don't
I
see
black.
lost everything.
Right here.
Ah,
There
there
we
we go.
Let me disable D&D dice where possible. Let me see if that works. So you guys are all ready to do something, right?
Yes.
Okay, so that roll went through. Let me see if I can do it again without the D&D
And
dice.
dash. Got slash while you bash sometimes.
Yeah, for some reason, okay. I gotta leave my dice on, I guess. Okay. Not a problem. So, Zoran goes up to the door. Everyone's ready. Everyone's in position.
I'm gonna move the doors here to here, so I'm going to be over here.
Zornaz, will actually,
I'm assuming we're gonna go in like a SWAT team, like so. Like I mean, I could kind of sit, in the back because I just need to see. But I'm assuming Bang's gonna do something to the guy that opens the door, then everybody else kind of like folds in, and I just kind of stay in the back.
I'm going right for the other.
I'm going for Azax.
Perfect.
okay. So Zoran gives you guys.
We're
all,
standing in front of the door, right? It's not.
right where Zoran is
circle.
standing.
Okay, great, excellent.
Yeah. Yep. Perfect.
Yeah.
So he looks around at you guys. Everyone's ready.
Give my
I kind of look up, double-eyed wink, and I hit the fourth cup, or double-eyed wink. I just kind of like wait to hit the fourth cup.
He starts to do the raps on the door in a kind of pattern. and he steps away quickly. And you guys hear some footsteps coming from beyond the door. He kind of looks around at you guys again, gives you a nod. And the door, you hear the knob kind of turn and begins to creak on open. As it does, can you guys see figures? Anyone?
No.
No.
Strange.
I see the whole pathway, but I don't see it. I see as far as... I see like 3 squares higher than
Not sure why you guys don't see any creatures in here. I'm gonna close the door and open it again. Let's see if that fixes it.
Womp womp.
Yeah,
Open.
right.
Shut.
Weird.
Maybe we technically have to
Oh,
go in
there we
there.
go.
Yeah, I see
There
him. I see him.
we go.
I was gonna say, Zeron, I remembered that knock in case we had to do it again.
Yeah.
Good.
Clear as day, guys.
Because I didn't remember.
So, yeah. So as
Yeah.
soon as I see that door open, the energy just starts flowing from my feet to, like, up and like through my arms as I like out from my my free hand. I cast Water Whip using 2 key points, and so he has to make a Dex saving throw, DC 17.
Okay, I rolled a 19.
Damn. All right. Well, he'll take half damage, but I won't be able to drag him close to us.
It's a big door.
7. So he'll take 8 damage from that.
8 damage, nice. Yeah, as this water whip kind of extends out, he quickly is like not fully prepared for it, but being a quick drow that he is, he parries off like the whip. It still hits his body, doing a little bit of damage.
On the drow? No, the Illithid.
Oh, the Illithid.
Azak.
Azak, I'm
Oh,
sorry.
shit.
Dex saving throw for him, then. I'm sorry about that. 18 again.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, so he'll take that, what was it? It was
8 damage.
8 damage, cool.
Of bludgeoning damage, yep.
Yep. He psionically in his mind, he can sense as soon as the door opens that there is not a drow on the other side, and he quickly turns and is prepared for that whip to come out. But he parries it a little bit, or doesn't really take the full damage from it, of course. But Wilma, you, what do you do?
That thing pops right. He is the center of the circle. I can't move it.
Gotcha. Oh yeah, let me unlock that.
Yep.
There you go.
He is the center of the circle. And I mean, I'm assuming that's unless I can do something else. I have something I want to do.
No, that was definitely what you had ready
Is it?
for that, but
Yep.
yeah, you guys are getting kind of a surprise in here right now.
Yep.
So
I get one too.
Yep.
I come in and I'm like, and then I go into the hole of circles. So then all of a sudden I just cut off like. But I take a big old swing with a demon sword on this motherfucker.
Hell yeah. You run on into the silence area, which is strangely like deafening in here. 11 will not hit.
Hold on, let me see if I have another lucky left. I think I do. And if so, I'm going to use it because this is the time. It'll be cool. Yes, I do. I have one last one.
Alright, go ahead and re-roll that then.
Do that. Attack. Demon. Let's go. Oh yeah, 28.
That will hit.
So close to an at 20. 16 damage, which is pretty fucking epic.
Nice.
That's it.
Awesome. Yeah, as you guys come on in here, Fang casting his water whip out and smacking into this mind flayer, who quickly turns and like blocks it a little bit, but then is enveloped with the silence as he tries to scream out this gurgling sound, but is unable to do so. Sorak comes running in, slashes right into it with his flaming sword, and his eyes go wide as he now sees that there are some deadly intruders making their way on in here, and I need everyone to roll initiative now.
By the way, how long would you say it took between
The
the
ritual is
sneaking
at least
rat-
10 minutes.
Yeah, the ritual is 10 minutes, so yeah, I'd say you can get 20 minutes in.
Fuck.
Do I have everyone? Do I have Sornos in there?
Fuck, do I roll 15 with a plus 12?
Sornos.
Bullshit.
Rayman,
Complete
Ajax
bullshit.
isn't in there. That's combat tracker.
Gotcha.
On it. Fuck.
Alright, everyone's rolled. Yep, it looks good. Sornos stands back for a moment. Let me go ahead and put on some combat music. Hell yeah.
Got a
Yeah.
beer. Get a combat beer.
Yeah. He stands.
It's German.
Oh, nice. I almost got I have an Oktoberfest beer, but it's not what I'm drinking
Oh
right
yeah,
now.
man.
So yeah, Sornos is kind of steps out from around the corner and throws his kind of creates like a sphere in his hands where you guys see this purple flame start to glow in it, and as he runs out, he tosses it in the direction of Azax and his little fiend friend right there. I need them to make dexterity saving throws. Let's see.
Was that fairy fire? Nice.
Yes, it is. Azax succeeds though, and the little Quasit.
Croissant.
What does he say?
Yeah,
again?
that's what you were gonna say.
No, they both actually succeed. They are ready. They're quite familiar with drow magic, and they both evade it without a problem. And Sornos goes, "Fuck, that's the one I had today." And says, "I hope you guys do better." And looks over at you guys, and Azax, who's got, Azax has got this barbarian man standing in front of him who just attacked him with his great sword. His flaming sword, that is. He's got you right in front of him in the soul rack, and you see his tentacles on his face start to wiggle out, going closer and closer towards you, as his tentacles finally wrap themselves around your head. And let's see if he hits you. 21 to hit.
He'll just hit.
Alright, he does. I love these dice. He does 17
I was
points
about to
of
say that.
psychic damage. Can you see the dice?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool.
Well, I can't see like the actual roll, but like
Oh,
like
on the thing,
dice
yeah.
on
The
the,
Baldur's
on
Gate
the
ones.
game log.
So you take 17 points of damage, and I need you to make a oh no, and he's got his tentacles just wrapped around your head now, squeezing you tight as you are grappled inside of his tentacles. And he's just like, you can start to feel and hear his like mouth, his jaw chittering, and like right on your like face, about to I don't know, something might